The United Nations has commended the news agency of Nigeria NAN for its resilience and operational standards among its peers in Africa. Director of the UN Information Center UNIC Nigeria gave the commendation during his official visit to the Managing Director of NAN, Malam Ali Muhammad Ali, in Abuja. The UNIC Director congratulated the agency for sustaining factual and credible reportage.
Talking about the multimedia, I'm so happy about the way you have now added the element of video, photography, and so on, and that is really a big. I don't know how about your online presence as well. So that is really the way to go. As you know, the newspaper is having problems. We have to adapt, and I always read. Of course, one of my first priorities in the morning is to know what's going on in the country, so I read papers. But I always see stories, NAN. It shows me you are really doing a great job, including our own coverage. I see a lot of UN, NAN, and I'm just told that you have correspondents even at the UN headquarters. So just to first of all congratulate you for the great work you are doing. As a journalist myself, I started as a journalist before entering the United Nations. I know the evolution of journalism with the coming of the digital media and the challenges therein. But for you to still be working, really, I commend you. And I commend the adaptability that you have in the work you do. And the quality. You know, we also have, one of the ways, because as United Nations we try to monitor what's going on in countries, so that you have an idea what is it that is going on in Nigeria on issues and so on. And NAN usually is our source, because you tend to have news on many things, many aspects of life that really is useful. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to sort of show our gratitude for the kind of work you do, and also to try and see that we work a bit closely together. The UN Information Center is part of the United Nations Secretariat, Department of Global Communications. And so our work, as you can hear, is information. And therefore you are people that we should work with. We've been working with you, and so I'm grateful to you. But I want us to work even more closely together. There is an initiative, there are a number of initiatives, but there is one initiative I want to introduce to you. The UN Secretary General has mobilized media networks around the world to support our work on sustainable development goals. So we have a number of media organizations that have signed a compact with the UN Secretary General, and we call it the Sustainable Development Goals Media Compact.
Responding, NAN MD attributed the agency's success to its ability to evolve and the caliber of its personnel. Ali expressed the willingness to work closely with notable global agencies to achieve more meaningful results.
Started operation in 1978, and it was conceived as the biggest news content provider on the continent of Africa. When we started business, we had 11 foreign offices. 11 of them.
Okay.
We had in New York, we still have in New York. We are the only resident news agency from the West Coast in the UN. Right now we have an office in New York. We have in South Africa, in Johannesburg, we have in Abidjan, we have in Ethiopia, we have in Moscow, we had in UK. So all 11 foreign offices, some are still operational. And thank you for your very kind words about the resilience of the news agency of Nigeria, which has stood the test of time. As you rightly pointed out, the Pan-African News Agency is now in the graveyard of history. And why we have demonstrated this amazing staying power is because we try to evolve with the times. We reposition as the challenges, contemporary challenges face us. We also reposition. Only last week we returned from a week-long editorial management retreat to see how we're going to confront the impending challenges of the dawn of AI,
Yes.
especially,
Yes.
and how the social media
Yes.
has, like you rightly pointed out, given rise to the integrity of news sources and the stories themselves. We have a reporter station to cover your office,
Yes.
to cover the UN. So we'd like to have further conversation around some of these things you're talking about, especially on sustainable development. In NAN, we are concerned, we are focused largely on developmental and solutions journalism. By law, we are not allowed to report subjectively
Yeah.
or inaccurately. These are luxuries we cannot afford. And over the years, we've come to be trusted. We rely on that believability associated with us, and it has become our selling point. When you see it in NAN, if you don't see it in NAN, then it can't be true. And this is something that we cannot afford to throw away. You just acknowledge that unless you see it now and you say probable, we want you to actually say no. Unless you see it in NAN, it cannot be true. And that's why over time, and with the pressure posed by social media to break the news, we say, look, we do it the old ways.
Yeah.
Always cross-check, cross-reference before we hit town. We may be slow, but we are factual, as opposed to the dawn of social media where it's free for all. Our journalists here, our reporters are highly trained. The gatekeepers equally experienced, highly trained, and it's something that we do from time to time to subject our gatekeepers, our news ponds, our editors to refresher courses, to equip them with contemporary knowledge and technology and skills.